Station, dudes.
Station. What's up, brothers?
Not much. Good to see y'all, man. Sorry about last week.
Water under the old bridge.
My ass just be so damn tired.
It's all right. I accept your apology, Dylan.
Hey, I bet you there's one person here that still ain't forgave me.
Where?
We're moving on, man. What are you talking about? Come on.
I'm just kidding. So
we're moving
tonight,
on like Henry.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's right. I killed her. I killed my mama.
That's a bloody suitcase that's been dumped on the side of the road. We're ready to move on to fresh meat.
She was nothing but a good old whore.
Some extra baggage.
Heyo.
Zing! I'll be here all night.
I watched this movie probably about like 3 times, maybe 4. Two of the times were the Joe Bob Briggs freaking drive-in review of it, which was that's actually how I originally saw the movie.
I was about to be like, you watching this movie 3-4 times, someone's gonna have to check on you next week.
No, I did. I watched. I did watch it like twice, man. Joe Bob Briggs style, and then I just watched it today.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying, bro. Like it's like the people that say Requiem for a Dream's their favorite movie ever, or Clockwork Orange. You got to worry about them. You got to check on those people.
Well, I'm not saying it's my favorite movie, but I'm just saying I watched it. But we do got 2 special guests tonight. We got my main man Fable in the house, Brooklyn's finest. Brooklyn, right? I always forget. Brooklyn, Bronx. Every time, bro. I'm just thinking it's Captain Steve Rogers, man. But we got another special guest. Hasn't been on the channel in a minute. Glad as hell to have him. Scarpad, dude.
Scarpad, Dylan, you son of a bitch. I've been waiting down here a whole week. I had to put my dog in a cage. I had to tie my mother up and put her in a closet. And look, I got this psycho haircut just for you, Dylan. Just for you. It cost me $20. And then the guy wanted to charge me to do the beard. I killed him. Screw him. He's dead. Just for you. I waited all this week for you. Let's go, baby.
Fuck the Bears. Fuck the Bears.
Fuck the Bears.
That was the line of the movie.
That's one of the biggest lines is "fuck the Bears" and then "get your poor old brother a beer." Come on,
right? Don't do that.
Don't do that, Otis.
Yeah, she's your
sister.
I'm sorry, Henry. I'm sorry.
Coors Light, baby. It's the movie.
Oh yeah.
I guess I love you
movie
too.
Beer.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. You want to listen to the radio?
Yeah.
This movie taught me one thing. when somebody says I'm going out to get 2 packs of Cools, don't stay in the same room with your brother, man. Get the hell out of there.
This movie taught me not to trust fucking anybody.
Right.
Man,
Somebody was knocking on my door last night. I was like, I'm not answering. It was my neighbor. I was like, who's knocking on my door?
If you are a fan of the movie, though, and if you did enjoy it, I highly recommend checking out that Joe Bob Briggs last drive-in review on it, because, I mean, when he does a review, he puts, I mean, I don't know, I know Robbie probably knows, Scarphead knows, but, like, Vern and Fable and stuff, they don't, like, he's like Elvira, but the guy version, but in my opinion, I like him a lot better, and he just kind of sometimes he'll bring a guest on for the movie, like he actually brought the director, Mike Naughton, I think. And
James
he just basically goes in on it, man. He's just he's a buff for all that shit, man.
John McNaughton, actually.
I was thinking there was a Mick in there somewhere.
John McNaughton, no relation to Mac Tonight.
But yeah, man, that was the first time I'd ever seen this movie, was on the last drive-in. So to me, it's a special memory. But
this is the first time I saw it. First viewing for me.
Same.
Wow. That's surprising. I have a feeling it's the first viewing for most of y'all, though.
Was it Fable's first time, too?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, this is going to be good. If anybody doesn't know, we're talking about Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. That's what we're talking about.
Based on the serial killer, Henry Lee Lucas.
Right.
Yes.
Vaguely.
So me and Robbie are the only two that have seen this beforehand.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see how tonight's going.
Right.
All right. Well, let's jump into it. Overall, Scarpad, first time viewing. What did you think about it, man?
Well, I'm a huge Michael Rooker fan, so I've seen a lot of the movies Michael Rooker's have been in. Amazingly, not this particular one. But I loved it. I thought it was great from a couple of different instances. I loved the music of the movie. I don't know if you want to go over that later, but the synth score of the movie I thought was fantastic. I love how the movie starts off showing the results of everything he's done, but not showing what he's done. That happens a little bit later on. This movie ushered in the NC-17. It was the very first movie ever to get an NC-17 rating. Not necessarily the most violent out there. God knows there's worse movies than this. But I think it's because the way they deal with the subject matter so matter-of-factly, that everything that happens in the movie, it doesn't go, cartoonish with it. It stays pretty ground level. So I can kind of see why they put this in NC-17, although it probably did hurt the movie when it was in theaters. But I loved it. I thought it was a great flick. I would probably put, before this movie, I would have said Michael Rooker in what am I thinking? Slither would be my top. This is right above that now.
Nice.
Phenomenal actor without a doubt. Fable, what did you think of this, man?
I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting from like a film study sort of way, like Scarpad said in the beginning, when they're showing all these bodies, and it's literally portrait of a serial killer, right? Like they're showing them in like portrait form, and it had this bit going, but ultimately I felt like a lot of the bits fell flat towards the end, to be honest, and a lot of the subject matter in this movie is a little disturbing at times. And it's like Passion of Christ, right? Like, it's nothing really wrong with the movie, right?
Well, hold on.
I've never heard that comparison.
There's nothing really wrong with the movie, but when you see it, you probably don't want to see it again.
Right.
Because of the
it's
stuff
like
that's going
Passion
on.
of Christ on steroids. No.
Yeah, it's like with the stuff that's going on in it, it's like, and plus there's no real somebody to root for.
Yeah.
And maybe that just speaks to me and the movies I like. But because of that, it's just something that I experience and I think it's interesting.
Well, I think this movie came out in was it 85, 86?
It was
This
made
movie-
in 86, but it was released in 90, like
That's
89
right.
or 90. Yeah.
This movie could have came out in the 70s. It had that kind of filmmaking vibe.
Yeah.
This movie could have been shown in a grindhouse or in a drive-in theater in the 70s.
Shot on 16 millimeter.
And those movies were all kind of like this. It was less of a movie, more of a documentary style, and it didn't really glorify. It showed it, but I think those type of movies, the whole 70s vibe is so much different now than what we would get in the 90s and the 2000s, and it's jarring if you haven't seen that before.
Yeah, you get that in some of the early 80s slasher films too, before the end of that boom, right? You get that with films like Mother's Day and I'm blanking right now, but tons of like movies that are from 1980 or 1981 that got that vibe. We talk about it all the time. And those movies in the 70s, like Last House on the Left, this kind of feels like something like that. It's a visceral, harrowing experience, and I think it's intentionally designed to be that way. Because most serial killer movies do kind of paint up the killer in a good light, you know. And you mentioned that wasn't a character to root for. The thing is, you don't root for Becky. You feel sorry for Becky the entire movie because you just know how this shit's going to wind up. But I get what you're saying 100%.
Yeah, but on top of not having that, there's no real tension either. There's nobody chasing these guys.
Right.
These guys are doing everything at will.
Well, it's like a biopic in a way.
He tells you
it's literally a portrait.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's literally its title. And I get
Well,
that.
Henry literally tells you in the movie what you have to do to not get caught, what you have to do to get them not to look for you. And he's very good at it, what he's doing.
Yeah. That's why when he's like, oh, you're going to go kill this high school kid that everybody's seen you with multiple times, when he's out killing just like random hookers and shit like that nobody is going to really care about. In the end,
sex workers, Dylan. We're sex positive here, okay, buddy?
Well, I think it's also very brave because a movie in the 90s to 2000s would have had a cop in it, and it would have showed the story also from the cop chasing him angle.
They couldn't afford the cop in this movie.
Yeah,
they didn't have the budget for a cop.
Well, right, but this doesn't really feel like it needs to have that strictly from his point of view. So that's
it's like a day in the life, or I think, yeah.
But I get what Fable is saying.
It's something different, man. And we've seen that movie where the cop is chasing the serial killer. You know what I mean?
Shit, it's coming out next week again too. I'm sure somewhere.
Right.
But
this is like a raw. It feels raw and like it's shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you feel like you're sitting at the table with Henry and Becky when he's saying it.
Yeah, but as you said, it's not like Halloween where you'll watch it 15 times. You've seen it a few times and you're good.
Right.
Yeah. I would say it's an ultimately interesting movie and worth the watch. Regardless, just because of just like you said, how visceral it is, how literal it is to its title. It's an interesting thing to pick apart. Like if you're into film and stuff, I think this is one that you should watch for sure. But
I think
would I watch it again? Do I love it? No.
Oh, I love it. I've seen Darker,
I mean, it's no Exorcist 3.
Stuff,
It came out the same year though. Wasn't it 90?
When it was released, but it was made like 6 years before that, right? Or 4 years before that.
Yeah, this is a very, very independent film, and then it being NC-17 and all the controversy didn't help at all. So, I mean, dude, there would be a shit ton of controversy if this movie came out today. Like, that's how good it is.
This movie wouldn't come out today, bro.
I couldn't make it. Yeah, it'd get canceled.
Yeah. So, Steph, what did you think, my man?
I'm kind of up there with Fable. It was an experience. It wasn't bad, but it was an experience from. It's not something that left me feeling a little. It left me feeling a certain type of way. That's not something I looked like, and the subject matter was very.
This isn't the Exorcist 3 review, is it?
No, it wasn't bad, but it's not. I can't say that.
He's a week off.
I love the movie. If I'm being, it wasn't a bad movie, but it's not.
Right.
I feel like Steph and Fable think that people will think less of them if they tell people they like this movie. I think that's what it is.
No way. No way.
No, bro. But between like
they
the
know the
incest
horror shows
and
Safe Haven.
You know, it's just it was an experience. It's not something I'm gonna throw on once in a while type of shit. But I'm glad I watched it. It was definitely worth watching. But
exactly.
I can't say I won't watch it again. I won't say that, but it's not something it's not gonna be on the repeat.
I'm thinking of throwing this in my Christmas rotation.
Did you say your Christmas rotation?
Yeah. You throw on the Santa Claus 3 and then boom, Henry Ford of a serial killer.
No, Dylan.
I dig 100% what Steph and Fable are saying, though.
Same.
Because this is not a movie. This is not Return of the Living Dead or Fright Night. This is not Halloween or even Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right,
this is not something. Yeah. This is, like I said, Last House on the Left. I love Wes Craven films. Last House on the Left is one of my favorite films of his and the one I watch probably the least.
Yeah.
Because it's an incredibly uncomfortable experience.
Right.
I think it's like Schindler's List to me. Like, that's an uncomfortable movie to watch.
Right.
But I think it's a really important and solid experience to have several times in your life, at different eras in your life.
But now, Dylan and Robbie, did you watch it with the significant others?
That's what I was just thinking.
No,
that was my problem.
You did?
I
wanted to though.
She's vocal. I'll just say that. But at one point, she's like, "This is fucking disgusting." She's like, "This movie you're watching, this is disgusting." She hated it.
They nailed it in that aspect. You know, if that's what they're going for, then I respect it. But it's not something I, personally enjoy. It was worth the experience, but it's not something I tend to gravitate towards.
It's the same thing we were talking about with a handful of different movies. Like Cabin Fever just makes me feel gross, and that X, where it's just like ew, like. But it's just like X. It's not necessarily my favorite. I loved X. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying that's not my favorite way for a horror movie to make me feel.
Right.
But that's why, I respect the movie more than I enjoyed the movie. Like, it's definitely well done. They tried to make me feel the way that I felt at the end, but just like all you guys say, it would be weird if that's one of my favorite movies. Not weird, but it's like, come on, bro. Like, you need a hug. Like, but it is a very good movie, and I enjoyed it. Like, for what it was.
You will be engaged watching it because you're gonna be like, "Yo, I can't believe this," and you're watching it, and you're like, "Holy smoke, how crazy can this get?" And you're in it. But it's like at the end, you're like, "Oh man, wow!"
Right.
That was
and that's the point. At the end, first of all, I'll just say, I was in my head. I had to watch it twice because the first viewing, I had just got done watching this 4-part Henry Lee Lucas documentary. So I didn't even know that this was about Henry Lee Lucas until right before I watched it. So I'm in my head thinking about all the stuff that I learned in that documentary, and this doesn't jive with that at all.
I think the only thing it takes is the dead mother. It takes a dead mother and it takes the friend. I think that's about it.
Right. And the friend doesn't die. He goes to jail too. And it was just I was trying to force the story to fit the story that I had just learned.
The real story's more fucked up, right?
Right. It's way more fucked up.
Becky's the 14-year-old niece or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And oh man, it's even more brutal. And there was a romantic sexual relationship between Otis and Henry,
right?
Which they did film a scene for, and I saw a clip of it. Yeah, I saw a clip of it on YouTube.
The couch?
Yeah, they're lovers in real life, and they actually did film that scene, but they thought it didn't really work.
Yeah, the 80s wasn't ready for it.
Right. Well, a big part of what 95% of what that documentary is about him afterwards confessing to all these murders that he didn't commit.
Yeah,
and pretty much more what you end up learning is
he confessed to the murder of what's his name's son from America's Most Wanted. Was that Michael Walsh or something like that?
Host. Yeah.
Well, I think don't they now think that he didn't do much of anything?
He killed his
mother, and that's it.
He maybe killed Becky and another person, but he didn't kill George Bush. What is it?
Killed George Bush?
No, he gave him a stay of execution because he didn't kill Orange Sock Girl, the girl that you see in the opening scene. He didn't kill.
Watch the news tonight.
Yeah, but overall, it was. I would say it's definitely a good film, 100% worth a watch. But I did feel like I at the end of the first viewing, I was like, oh shit, it's just over. Like, where was the movie? But I didn't fully get. It's exactly what you're saying. There's no threat to him. What you're saying, but it's more of just like, oh, check this out. This happened. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's the same way for like, Robbie, I think you said it earlier, like Requiem for a Dream. Like I'm sure it's some people's favorite movies, but that's an icky feeling movie. That's not something, it does its job, but it's not a personal favorite of mine.
Right. That's why I said Passion of Christ. It was beating the crap out of Christ. That was hard to watch, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna watch that again.
People call Hostel torture porn. What about Passion of the Christ? What Mel Gibson gets it out? Yeah. Anyway, I fucking love this film. I think it's one of the most important films in horror cinema. I think that it is absolutely astounding. I think it is the best performance that Michael Rooker's ever delivered. It might be the best performance that someone's ever given in their first leading role in a feature, right? It is shot in a way, we talk all this shit about how much we love these Fulci films, and y'all are going to be like fucking queasy on Henry because it's, you know why though? You know why? Because there is no fantasy. There is no cop chasing them down, putting together the clues. There is no hero of the movie because that's a fucking fantasy. That is not what this is like. The movie says it's Henry, portrait of a serial killer. And that's what you get. You get, what, a week or two in his life, maybe a little bit longer. That's all you get. And because in the 80s, when there was this big worry about kidnapped children, right? And serial killers and all this shit, Satanic Panic too was kind of wrapped up in that. When that stuff's going on, that starts the rise of people being interested in serial killers. And people are. That's what's crazy to me, that people that are so into it, there's so many shows, so many movies. Yeah. Henry is the best of fucking all of them. Henry doesn't lull you into a fantasy where you're taking sides or this or that. Like I said, I think Henry is the main character, but Becky's also, I think, a main character. I think the two. It's more, to me, I view it as an ensemble piece between those three with Otis involved, right? And it's about, like, Otis at first you're kind of like, this guy's kind of creepy, but he's kind of funny. And then, like, he's getting lulled into killing, and you are going on that journey along with him. And you're like, it would be easy to do that. Like, these are thoughts we all have at times, in dark moments of our life, or just contemplating being silly, being stupid, thinking of ideas for stories or whatever. Like, why do they always get these people? Because they always do a pattern or some shit like that, right? But honestly, people die all the fucking time. And
Otis was freaked out for that first kill when he killed the hooker, snapped the neck, like nothing, just out of the blue.
I know. The great moment is when Henry goes, like, you never killed before. He goes, not in a situation where it wasn't me or them, right. And so you go, and then he's the one that gets way into it. It's like a vampire film almost at that point, where you turn someone and they get way too into it, right? And you're like, oh, bro, slow your roll, calm down. Yeah. So I think it's incredibly harrowing, visceral, uncomfortable, disturbing, but incredibly important. I think this is an incredibly important movie because some of this shit is real, man. Like, and not that we should like go through our lives in fear of crime like they did, at the height of that 70s, 80s, that fear of gangs and murderers and Satan and all that kind of stuff. Not that we should be like that. There are threats, though. We should never be lulled into the fantasy. And a movie like this reminds us that even films aren't always safe. And I like that. And I think this movie is bold. I think it's ahead of its time. I think it's the greatest serial killer film we've ever seen. And I think it's an absolutely astounding film. And the music, I'll just say, oh my God. And we'll save the rest for later. But I think the movie's brilliant. It is not something I would revisit on the regular. It is not Hostel. Hostel's got an element of fun to it. This one's not a fun movie, man, at all. But it works 100% what they were trying to accomplish.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. I just want to add, like, they do kind of make Henry like they try to make him the hero, like not a hero, but like they keep doing things to redeem him. Like he's the protector of Becky
Otis about his sister and shit
and stuff. Yeah, which is weird because I found myself, if there's anybody that you're gonna root for, I kind of root for Henry, which is I credit the film for that a little bit. Like,
and then when you hit that end,
well,
right?
no, I got the point. I got this. This is my point of the whole movie. What I took from it, two things. Becky as feeling sorry for her. You do feel sorry for her, but she put herself in that situation, and you find out about her past with her father, and that Otis is probably the same way. So she puts herself back into that bad situation. And as far as I say, he was never being redeemed because I look at it this way: the ending of this movie was always going to be the ending of this movie. Otis was always going to be dead. Becky was always going to be in that suitcase because he was moving on. His whole MO is he doesn't stay anywhere for long.
For too long, yeah.
And when he was leaving, he wasn't taking either of them with him. They were both dead from the beginning. They just didn't know it.
And the thing is, there is a love story there. Like, he does start feeling things for her. And you don't know if this is something new to him or if this is how he experiences most of these kind of situations, right? So it is uncomfortable. And it's psychologically getting into his head without having some psychologist tell a detective chasing him down through exposition. Oh, this happened and this happened and this happened, which led to this. They're literally showing us it by his reactions to Becky's advances and his reactions to Otis and what he's cool with. But he also has certain lines like, "You don't do that. She's your sister." You get what I'm saying? But he's also like, he's seeing Becky as something pure. But at the same time, like at the end, when he says, "I guess I love you too," I think he's being legitimately authentic, right? And that makes it even more fucking terrifying.
Well, let me ask you a question though. Does anybody think that when she starts coming on to him and he says, "I gotta go out and get cigarettes," goes down and gets the cigarettes, do you think at that point, if you didn't come back and find Otis doing what he's doing, he would have killed her?
Because she was kind of tainted in a sense when he came
No,
back.
because I think because he was starting to feel something different, and that leads to the whole killing thing. I think if Otis wasn't giving her the good once over, and he didn't kill Otis, that satisfied that need right there, that he would have came back and maybe killed Becky instead.
I think it's a very much a possibility for sure. Because he wasn't going to run away with her to a horse ranch.
Yeah, I think he didn't care anything for her. I think he has no feelings.
No, right.
Period. Exactly. I think he's cold as they come and as calculated as they come, and he is evil incarnate. The man has, he's the Joker. There's no rhyme or reason to what he's doing. He said, "I guess I love you," because it's what she wanted to hear. Right. He was going to kill her. He was going to kill her.
That's what I like.
He had to kill her the way he had to kill her, out of there.
That's what you get out of that documentary is the reason why he confessed all those murders is he was a people pleaser. Like whatever, he was good at reading people and whatever they wanted to hear, he would just kind of say that and go along with that. But that's also the thing that like the fact that you said like he was like, I can't remember the word you used, but they kind of have him be like this mastermind. Like he's this really smart guy. And that's another thing I struggle with is that the dude wasn't a smart guy at all. Like he was kind of a fucking idiot. Definitely wasn't capable of all this.
Well, I would probably, as far as a portrait of a serial killer, I would probably put this up with maybe just for a portrait, but maybe the first 2, 3, or 4 years of Dexter before it went off the rails. Definitely maybe the first year of Dexter or the second year. That definitely had a little bit more of the glitz that we talk about, of the Hollywood stuff. But it was close to this. And I think he kind of had some of this whole situation where his wife in that show was nothing but a beard for him, so that he could emote. He was good at doing emotions. He could do emotions. He could do anger. He could do love. He could do all this. He didn't feel them. He didn't know what they were, but he could do them.
Right.
But I don't think Henry could do that.
And you could tell because there's specifically the scene where they're dancing, and he's like, "Do more, do more." It's like the brother wants them to have sex on camera,
the other
which is a little depraved. And then Henry starts being like, that's when he starts falling back.
The other movie I thought about
really shy, and you could tell that
it's so brilliant to me in this film structurally how at first Henry's the killer, right? So you're like this guy. Then Otis comes in, and you're kind of like almost on his and Becky's side, and you think that's what the thing's going to be. And then they flip that script, and you get more onto Henry's side and way less on Otis's side, because this dude, when you really think about it, is yes,
Otis is worse than Henry and everybody else.
Right.
Otis is the bottom of the barrel of human being life.
Exactly.
He's just more charismatic.
Right.
And it starts seeding in very, very early from the moment he picks her up. And he's making like references to her dancing and shit like that. Like it starts seeding in, and you're like, this is very uncomfortable. Then it goes back into a normal kind of like, like trailer parks, redneck brother-sister relationship. And then it gets way backwoods trailer park.
Yeah.
But
Henry's origin story, if you can believe his origin story in the movie, was his mother was a prostitute, I believe it was, and he just bring men back. And not too long ago, I watched a movie in the Alfred Hitchcock box set called Marnie. I never saw Marnie before with Sean Connery and Tippi Hedren. And that movie got way dark into the mother was a prostitute and a guy died while she was doing it. And the girl was like scarred by that. And I kind of remembered kind of that type of thing. I don't even know if I believe Henry in that part of it either. His mother may have done that, but his mother may not have done that.
Well, that's why he doesn't even remember how he killed her. He can't get the story straight at the table with Becky after that delightful fish dinner.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Dylan, this is your show. You picked this movie. Why? Like, what do you think, man?
Man,
you may watch it too many times. We're kind of worried about you. This is the intervention.
No, man, I've only seen it like maybe like five times in a whole. I just watched it last week, and then I wanted to rewatch it, bro. So
it's just a bit, bro. You don't have to over-explain. Anyway, what do you think about the film, bro? Come on, man.
I like it, man. I love it. I think it's a great film. I think I'm a huge Michael Rooker fan. I love Slither. Love him in Walking Dead. Everything he does, I actually really like, to be honest. And this is absolutely no exception. He is phenomenal in this, straight up. The music's great. This is an independent horror film at its finest. I mean,
and they did try to remake this 5 years later with a different cast, basically the same story.
Is that what Henry 2 is? Because I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
It's pretty much the same story. Well, it's a sequel. Henry moves to Minnesota, moves in with another couple, and trains one. It's the same movie, but it's just a money grab at that point.
If Michael Rooker, then it must suck. But yeah.
No, Michael Rooker was not in the sequel. No.
I think Michael Rooker is fantastic. The guy who plays Otis is great. Then the cast is just perfect.
Yeah.
I mean,
including Becky from Roseanne.
Yeah.
Was that Becky from Roseanne?
Is that really?
It's not. The horror. The guy that we talk about sometimes, the horror geek, kept calling her Becky from because her name in the movie is Becky.
She looks a little bit like Becky.
I know. Yeah. So he kept being like, and on this now a special episode of Roseanne where Becky learns to gamble or some shit like that. Watch his video; it's hilarious.
I did watch it. I had to look it up. I'm like, is that fucking Becky? But no.
My favorite moment in Horror Geek's video is when Henry's going to the store at the end to go get those 2 packs of Cools and say fuck the Bears, and he's flooding. You know what I'm saying? And Horror Geek is like, I don't want to alarm anybody, but judging by the hem on Henry's pants, he's expecting a flood at any time. And I don't think we get flooding jokes enough anymore because I make them to the kids that work for us at the shop, and they're just like, that's not funny. Nobody says that. We ride our pants high. I'm like, damn it. The flooding joke's gone away. But anyway.
Can't win them all.
D's Nuts, though, is a classic. It still stands.
Yeah.
So.
The guy who plays Otis is also Harry in Night of the Living Dead remake, and he was great in that movie as well.
He's in Devil's Rejects too. He's one of the cops.
Yeah, he always plays that type of character.
He's the one that gets killed, and then they go on the main cop going on his crazy revenge for his brother in Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I think Henry is a fantastic film. I love just the feel of it, the atmosphere. I mean that apartment building or wherever they're sitting in just feels like, New York or the 70s Chicago just
And
feels
dirty.
like a trashy, dirty apartment. Um and you get, what is it? There is that scene when Otis is selling weed to that one kid, or whatever, and he makes his grab, which is definitely the mark for him having a little, having some tendencies there, and him and Henry definitely explored those tendencies. But damn, there was something I was gonna say, and I forgot.
Got distracted by all that tendency talk.
No, I got distracted by
I love
other guys talking.
I love the scene with Otis's parole officer too. It's like, hey, guy, thing go, can't stay long. You do this. Okay, we'll get you next week.
Right.
It goes to show you, man, they're not really checking up on these people, bro.
No, not back then, not at all.
Won't open your doors, man.
Oh. But yeah, it's stunning too on in the beginning when you see some of the kills and they're just, panning over slowly. You know what I mean? There's a lot of really great shots in this movie.
The one thing I didn't get though, and you guys might elaborate, the woman that he kills and he burns with cigarettes. Now he follows her home, and she's got groceries, and the guy comes over and takes the groceries. So when he sees the guy, he boots out of there. Later on, he goes back. He walks back into that house, and the guy and the girl and kid is like playing jump rope outside. Is that the guy? Did he kill that woman while her husband and kid was outside?
That's the idea that I got. Yeah.
Oh wow, I did not catch any of that.
Because they're out. Yeah, they're out like playing catch or some shit.
That guy's like stealth, man. He can do everything he did and not get caught.
Crazy. Oh well, the one thing I was gonna say is how everybody has like how Henry is in a way like the Joker, where he has a different story on how he killed his mama every time. But what I pick up on that is that every time he kills one of these women, he's replaying. That's him killing his mom over and over. So he has killed his mom in his head with a knife. How he shot her. He's done it hundreds.
My favorite scene. See, this is all coming back to me since we're a week late here, but it's coming back, man. My favorite scene in the movie. My favorite scene is when they go TV shopping. When they go to get a new TV. Yeah. I love that fucking
That's the
scene.
one time where you're like, kill this motherfucker.
Right.
Kill this motherfucker right now. And it's rising into
black and white over here.
But that's intentional because it's riding into this wave of euphoria that Otis is starting to get, right? Yeah. Because that's the only one that really, out of everybody in this movie, that deserves to get got outside of Otis at the end.
It's the only bit of comic relief at all either. Is
that's true. That is the only bit of comic relief.
Yes, $500 is half of $1,000.
I see you've had some college.
They don't just fucking kill this motherfucker. They fucking plug the goddamn TV in.
Plug it in, yeah.
Plug it in.
That is like the wackiest part of the movie. The most like sensationalized or whatever you'd call it.
Right.
Yeah. No kidding. And then what happens? They do the home invasion scene, and that's the moment where you're like, I am not comfortable anymore.
That is the moment where Anna was like she wanted me to turn it off. She's like, this is disgusting. And it is. I even told her, like, it's because of the way it's shot. If like a similar thing happened and it was more like a movie and less like you were watching real life, it would have been not so as uncomfortable.
Right. Yo, he snapped everybody's neck in that movie. He snapped quite a few necks in that movie. Quite a few.
They made that look way too easy. I don't know if it's that fucking easy.
He was like,
is he goddamn Rambo? Like, what the fuck is that, man?
Yeah,
he's like, hey,
that's when all
Henry. When they're recording,
that's when all the redeemables out the window.
Well, it's almost like something like in the fucking Walking Dead where they go to stab the guy in the head because they want to turn. Like the fucking blade goes in like the shivering marshmallow. Again, it's got to be harder than that to stick a blade through a skull.
Yeah,
snapping it like.
Yeah, I mean, you're only just stabbing through your fucking skull.
Yeah, thick ass. part of your body, but
nothing.
But he really did it. Like the first, that kind of threw me off when he like the hooker scene when he first killed in front of Otis. He's just in the back seat strangling her. You just hear the. I'm like, bro, you're just squeezing her neck. Like you didn't.
No, but he was
anything.
leaning out. He had her on the seat and he was leaning all his weight down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was funny too. When
Scarpad really studied that scene.
I realized it, man. I went back with the super slow mo. If it was in 4K, man, I would have had the whole thing.
It's for research purposes, guys. Research.
Exactly.
Research. Well, and then Otis doesn't kill the one he's with. Henry kills that one too.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the other guy Otis in the front, he's going, "Holy shit!"
He freezes up.
Shit.
Yeah.
Just as easily.
Yeah, pretty much.
He was getting it on right. He's all of a sudden some shit pops off. He looks back. See, he's like, "What the hell?"
No, the look on his face was crazy. When Shorty gets up and she's like, "Ah," he's like, and he sees he's like,
Otis's face, yeah, right.
Yeah, Otis's face
for sure,
crazy,
dude.
right?
For sure, I noticed that too.
That when the home invasion, you see when he snaps the girl's neck and then he looks at Henry like, "Look, I did it."
Right. I know. I didn't catch that.
Snap necks too.
I saw.
That's what I was just talking about. When he's like, "Look, Henry, look," and he snaps her neck.
That's great. I didn't notice
I'm
that.
a good boy. Most messed up scene was probably when the kid walks in on his parents.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that whole scene
grabs him. Yeah,
that whole scene was messed up. Any redeemable qualities that you ever saw in any of these guys were out the window right there.
Right. It's so like raw. Obviously, the whole scene is raw. But Steph, yeah, to your point, when that kid comes in, like I guarantee you, him and Michael Rooker were a little bruised up afterwards.
Yeah, because the kid wasn't like, "What the fuck?" He was like, he turned ass and ran, man.
Right.
As soon as the doors he could go.
Yeah, it's intense.
So, we're gonna do one more and then get into the rating because since there's so many of us, show and tell and everything too. I'm gonna do style, story, and structure, and add the music in there. Cinematography as well. Obviously, I think style, story, structure, cinematography, and music.
Yeah.
We'll throw it all in a bunch. We'll get a
in.
good little shit going. I know that'll get us going for a minute. I would let Robbie go first, but the motherfucker ain't even here. Probably snapping some chick's neck. In the background.
Don't fucking say that shit about me, man. You know I'm just getting high and taking a whiz, man. Come on.
Robbie's like, "Be quiet, I'm recording right now." God damn it.
I told you already.
Don't you loosen
I
those.
told you my mama was a whore.
What do we? I love the blatancy too. Like, if someone was like, "This dude killed his fucking mom," I'm serious as shit. Do not fucking talk to him about it. Do not tell him that. And then the first thing I'm gonna do is be like, "Let me tell you my life story."
Yeah.
Did you kill your mom?
Killed your mama.
That's
right?
why I don't feel bad for Becky either. Becky's not any.
You want to run away with
either.
me together? You want to run away with me?
Yeah, I got a kid back home. Forget about it though. It's all good.
Yeah,
I'm all
good.
about you.
Can
We just killed my brother. Let's be honest. Together. You won't kill me. You won't. You love me, right?
And the killing was
I guess
enough.
so.
The killing was enough. My favorite delivery, by the way, of a line in this movie might be Otis when he's like, "Adios, motherfucker." Like, you know, I don't know, that's like, and he gets a comb through the fucking eye. Anyway, what were we talking about that you wanted me to go first on?
I was saying since there's so many of us, I was gonna do style, story, structure, with cinematography and music, and then get into the rating.
Let's do it. That sounds good. Music's fucking phenomenal. Music's great. So it's like
John McNaughton also, he had a hand in the music just since it was such an independent film.
Robert McNaughton. I think that might be his brother.
So maybe his brother then.
It might be his brother or another McNaughton. I don't know, but not Mac Tonight.
Hey,
but
I got that joke. I got it.
Anyway, the music's great because I'm a keyboard player, I like synthesizers. Why did you highlight that?
I didn't mean to.
Hold on. Can you highlight that one more time? I'm jotting down the address over here.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on.
Deep day.
All right. What I was going to say is every time you get your first keyboard or synthesizer, you notice you got this thing called pitch bend, right? And it's useless if you're making music for the most part, but it's useful in cinema scores, especially if it's dark horror or dark sci-fi. okay, and used in the right way. So this one, you know, that joke that's in Forgetting Sarah Marshall is like, I'm not really a composer, I just make tones. That's what it is, but it fucking works. It's chilling. It's got some cheesy ass moments, like when Becky's going looking for a job and it's playing the stupid fucking music, and I think the horror geek said it looked like the beginning of an 80s sitcom, you know, like, and it did, and it was cheesy. But for the most part, the music is fucking chilling. The music's great. Just the whoa. I'm so excited that Instagram had that theme available for our stories over these last 2 weeks. So the music, I think, is absolutely amazing. I've been listening to that soundtrack and I really like it. And the way that they don't show a lot of the kills in this movie, and they show you the aftermath. But while they're showing that, those tones integrate with the sounds of the murder. And you can listen to that, and it's more than if they would have shown it, I think.
Yeah, you actually hear the people screaming. You hear the murder.
You hear exactly what's going on. Yes, exactly. So the music, I think, is top notch. The style of it is grounded, like Scarpad was saying, like that 70s kind of horror, independent cinema kind of vibe. This movie was made it was made for just over $100K, like $110,000.
Yeah, I can't believe that. That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
That's an insane budget, even for them.
And
that's way
they
cheap.
refuse. They even, when they got the NC-17 rating, they were even told there is no cut you could make to this movie that we would give it an R for. And Roger Ebert, who we typically hate his opinions on slasher cinema and horror cinema of the 80s because he kind of led that crusade against slasher films, right? Makes a good point about this movie. He thought this was a very important film that most adults needed to see in their lives. And he said it was a shitty ass system we had where they didn't want to have a separate rating. It's either an R or an NC-17. There needs to be something in between, he said, to show that it's not pornography, right? And he said it was shitty and it was greedy because they don't want to say no, because he's like, they know theater enforces the R rating. He's like, they don't want to say no to a customer with cash in hand, so they don't want to go to this mid rating, because he said it's bullshit, though, that a movie like this basically gets banned out of existence, right, until it gets refound later on and develops a cult following. It's bullshit when that stuff is like treated as a pariah. But how many Freddy, Jason, and other movies are going on at the 80s at the exact same time that we know are not are crazier in some aspects of like what is visually shown, but this movie does give you a feel, and I think it made these fuckers at the MPAA go like,
right. They gave the NC-17 on the realism of the movie.
Yeah. So it's shot at 16 millimeter. That's why it looks in the way. It's not like a miscut or nothing. That's why it looks full frame-ish. So it's shot like in the same way that Evil Dead is shot. Like dude with a camera on his fucking shoulder going. Right. And they shot a lot of it on location, it seems, in Chicago. And it's a very visceral experience, man. I think the whole style and the structure, we've talked about that. I think it's all threaded through very nicely, man.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah. I couldn't agree more. I absolutely love the style. Style, like you said, it's absolutely right up that Chicago 70s Chicago feel. It just feels dirty when you're in that apartment. It feels grimy. And when you get those dark shots at night and they're snapping necks in the car, it just, you know, in the alleyway, you know what I mean? It just feels gruesome. But I think the music, fantastic. I think it goes absolutely great with the movie. Like Robbie said, though, there is some times when it's a little bit cheesy, kind of like some soap opera type bullshit. I don't even know. But when it's doing it right, it's doing it fucking right. That's for sure. But yeah, I think one of the greatest things is the style of this film, and just somehow the style of some of the shots and the panning, the deaths. Like it's almost like a cop is on the scene, kind of recording, you know, just first details or whatever on the fucking crime scene, you know. I think it's great though, man. I absolutely love it, man. It is a great film, and it's a memorable one. It's not one that you're likely to forget, you know, it leaves, you know, it leaves something sticking there with you, man. That's what I love about the films like this, like Mother's Day, man. They're just like they're dirty, bro, and they fuck with you, bro.
I looked up that Blu-ray today, by the way, because I still don't have it. That thing is way too expensive right now.
Is it?
Yes. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. It's like 70 to 90 right now.
No.
For Henry or Mother's Day?
For Mother's Day.
Oh, for Mother's Day.
Henry, you can get
nuts, bro.
fine.
A Mother's Day is nuts. Yeah, I got that. The one I got, bro, I got so lucky. It was like there was only one on eBay at the time, and I think
fucking DVD is $50 right now.
Yeah, I think I spent like $60 on it, but it was the only one, and I was like, I couldn't find it anywhere, so I was like, fuck it, dude. I think maybe I had a coupon or something, so I got it for like 40 maybe, but dude, I fucking.
You always have, every time Dylan buys something expensive, he says he had a coupon just to justify to us that he's not spending too much money. We don't care, bro. We don't care.
Just to let you know that I got that deal.
He knows a guy.
That knows a guy.
Yeah,
knows another guy.
Now, when he was buying that Mother's Day, he was like, "Hey, man, you want to watch it?" And he's like, "Sure." And the guy put his hand on his fucking thigh, and then
he's like, "Yo, bro,
my nose.
I want to kill somebody."
Well, I think the music in this movie is kind of.
Say it again.
The music was kind of cut rate John Carpenter, but I think it definitely did fit the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think definitely a synthesizer score is what this movie needed. So are we rating it on a 1 to 10 or 8? How do you do it?
Well, first Vern Diggity's gonna let you know what he thought about the style, story, and structure, and then the music.
Vern Diggity.
And then we will get right into that rating, but it will be out of 1 to 5. Yeah.
Now, will you be giving your wife's rating as well, or just your own?
Huh?
Maybe, but yeah. Style wise, I always like. We keep saying 70s. And that's what always stands out to me as 70s movies are these long scenes, one no cut, which I love, dude. It's a big part of what gives the movie its feel, and the acting in the movie. I just want everyone is super solid, like everyone kills it on the acting, but because of those long scenes, in most of the scenes, there's one little bit that if they had the budget for it, they just would have reshot it. So you get some iffy lines here and there throughout it that stick out, but it adds to that rawness of the feel of it. But yeah, overall, it's fucking beautifully shot. It threw me off that it was a square. I thought I was the only one watching it in a square, but that's the only way to watch it, evidently, from what you say. Yeah. The sound quality was a little shitty. You could tell the budget there, but music, you guys said everything about that I would say, but the sound effects, I just wanted to mention because I was listening to it with headphones. When he's cutting off Otis's head, they fucking crushed it. Just how nasty and icky that sounds.
That sounded good.
And then did you notice after the head comes off, you hear the drains start going?
Yeah.
Which clearly there's a bunch of blood pouring out of his head. So that was just a great detail.
This is my favorite gore bit in the movie. It's just you get the kill. It's a visceral moment. He's raping his sister. It's fucking gross. It's fucking crazy. We're not ready and prepared to really want to see that, but we're dreading that that's what we're going to see when he comes in that door. He reacts in a Wolverine fucking way from X2 where he just comes after this motherfucker. Adios, motherfucker, and all that shit. And then you're like, oh my God, what a crazy scene. Let's have a release. Let's have a joke or something. In a Marvel movie, this would be where somebody cracks a joke. He's cutting his fucker's head off in the fucking bathtub.
Well, Otis is there in the corner. He's got the knife because the girl, she shoves the knife in his eye, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And he's up against the door, and he's getting in. Henry's on top of him, and he's going, "Henry, don't kill me, Henry, man, don't kill me." He's begging for his life there, He knew what was coming next.
Yeah.
It was raw. So yeah, overall top notch style, structure, music, all that jazz.
Hell yeah. Steph, what did you think, brother?
Well, since that was, it's not my per se. Just because it's not my thing doesn't mean it's not. I don't think it's not well made.
Hey, man, it's all good.
It was effective. I think the style was very gritty and realistic, those one take shots. you know, once again, they was trying to evoke a certain feeling, and it aced that. You guys, we've all said the things about the music and sound that I said it better than I could, so I'll just leave it at that. I think it was well shot, well made, and definitely evokes the feeling it was going for.
Hells yeah.
Okay.
Righteous.
Fable, my man, what are you thinking?
I think the style, structure, everything, music, all of it is a little uneven in this movie. I don't think a lot of the themes and things carry over quite through to the end. You know, the stuff that, you know, you say the music's excellent, but then there's this other part. Well, the other part was enough for me to say, okay, the music's not the best. And it was all over the place with structure. Like, there's shots in here that make me think this is going to be some sort of like art movie, like some sort of, you know, like the portrait thing. And that quickly disappeared. Like, that was a theme for like, I don't know, the first 10 minutes. And then it was
Fable,
just gone.
you tell
Just
me
never
that Pac
used
or
again.
Biggie never made an album with a couple tracks that were off? Come on, man.
No, but everything that was good, I could find something that was bad. I could nitpick. There was things that bothered me about the style and structure and the music. So uneven for me on that aspect, style and structure. But to Steph's point, effective, right? Because when it needed to be uncomfortable, I was uncomfortable.
Right.
So
You know, Dylan, every time we invite Fable on here, I think we just get our hearts broke. You know? Maybe we should.
It was just this and the greatest
Psychological thriller of the 90s.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, man. I gotta say my truth, man.
That's why we love you, Fable. I'm just joshing with you, man. Come on.
When stuff is visceral, doesn't mean it's brilliant.
Wait, who's that directed at? I feel attacked now, Dylan.
But go ahead.
I don't know if this is a safe space.
Uneven for me.
Scarbad, what do you think, my man?
No, I think the movie was everything it set out to be. It was the structure of the movie. I think is fantastic. I love the fact that you start off by seeing 4 or 5 of the kills. You don't know what's going on. In a lot of movies, you'd be following this guy from his first kill, and you would see every single one of them. Here, after the first 5 minutes, we knew exactly what this guy was about. We didn't see any of it, but we knew exactly what this guy was about. Then once we meet him, and actually we meet Becky first, don't we? And then her brother, and then eventually Henry. You know, we find out everything Henry's about. We start following him, hearing how he does things, hearing his philosophy, learning about him. And then the supporting characters are top notch. The music, as I said, is brilliant, I think, for this film. The fact that it is rough, shot and edited, I think it helps this type of movie. It seals the honesty of the movie. If anything, you know, probably the scene that I said was my favorite scene in the movie, because I used to sell televisions. The television scene is probably the most goofiest, and maybe was put in there because they said, Jesus, this thing's a little bleak, you know.
We need to lighten this up, man.
So we can still kill some fuckers, but let's lighten the motherfucker up.
Let's kill the comedic relief.
Right. Can we smash a TV on someone's head?
So that maybe stood out as...
That was the second movie I watched that week, by the way, with somebody being killed by TV, because I watched Gross Point Blank.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
So if anything, maybe that kind of made that more of a Hollywood type movie that I see, but I enjoyed it. I loved that. And it probably did need that point. But I thought the movie, from the beginning to the end, it ended exactly where I thought if I shut the movie off 5 minutes into it, I would have said, we start with Henry, we end with Henry, and he's going to be the only one alive. And that's the way it goes. So, yeah, I loved it. I thought Michael Rooker was fantastic. I'd watch it again, maybe every couple of years. You know, I certainly wouldn't put it on. Maybe next time I'll watch it with Mom and see what she... No.
I think if the movie would have been hey,
listen, I was talking the movie. I was talking about Marnie. I watch a lot. My mother loves Alfred Hitchcock movies. I never saw did anybody see Marnie?
No, I've never seen that one.
That movie starts off, well, you probably saw Psycho, right?
Right.
Nah.
Okay, Psycho starts off with Miriam Crane,
thank you for
robbing the
bringing up
bank
Psycho.
and stuff. This movie starts off with like a crime thriller and goes into a very dark sexual place. I wasn't ready for that. But no, I love this movie. Are we giving grades now, or are we waiting for a grade?
We're about to get to that, but I was just going to say real quick that if this movie would have been released and taken seriously for what it was when it was initially made, Michael Rooker could have been nominated for an Academy Award, or should have been. Like, that is a brilliant fucking performance. And if you look at, we could look at whoever was nominated for the films of '86, but I bet that he stands above or with those guys for sure.
Probably stands above the guys from 86 to fucking 90.
I mean, this is like better than Hannibal fucking Lecter by either Brian Cox or Anthony Hopkins.
Wide margin.
We're
not saying those are good.
He's like,
now we've done it.
Everything's going to hell. Those are good performances, great movies, great entertainment, but this was a better portrait, a realistic portrait.
Rewatch Silence of the Lambs. He's hamming it up.
He hams
well, yeah,
up,
he's very eccentric. Yeah.
Could you imagine if Michael Rooker would have done that? Could you imagine Michael Rooker was like, "Yeah, I killed my mom. I grabbed the fish and was like,
had some beans and Chianti."
What the fuck is up with that fish? Who made that? They just went and bought a fucking fish and what? They just put it in the oven for 20 minutes and hoped for the best. Like, I don't know, man. That fish scene was like, I was like, who eats like this?
That's great.
Although feeding Ray Liotta's brain was far worse than that. So.
Well, while he was still alive too. That was fucked
while
up.
he was still alive, yeah.
So nice Chianti. Wash it down.
So anyone in the chat who's seen Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, throw your rating down below in the chat. Let us know what you thought. Who wants to kick off the ratings?
Scarpad seems ready.
Yeah, Scarpad seems so eager.
What's the is the A or is it numeric based?
Numeric.
Out of 5.
Man, you've watched the horror show plenty of times.
I turn your shit off halfway in.
Oh, yeah, hop in for a minute and dip out. I see.
Out of 5, I'm going to give it
6. Sounded like a 6 was coming. I'm just saying.
No, I'm going to give it 4.5 slips.
4.5 slips. 4.5 slips.
Says he doesn't know how to grade it. It comes with slips. You know. He knows.
Yeah, my man knows. Fable, what are we thinking? Don't break our hearts.
No, man, I'm not gonna break your heart. Look,
Vernal said it. Do you,
no,
bro?
No,
do
listen,
you?
Listen, brother, look.
He's gonna give it
Vernal
one shrink wrap.
Vernal said it the best. I respect this movie. I don't necessarily like it. I don't necessarily love it. I don't necessarily, dig this kind of thing. This voyeuristic view into, without any stakes, without anything. That's probably that speaks more to me and what I like to consume. But if this is what it set out to do, if it set out to make me uncomfortable, that was the point. And I think it was because it literally follows its title, which you got to respect it for. Then I'm going to give it a 3.5 slips.
Nice.
Yeah, not bad score.
Mm-hmm.
For somebody that hates the fucking movie, you gave a pretty high score.
Yeah, I don't hate
it. It's not his
you guys get confusing for that being your thing, for not acknowledging. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean you can't acknowledge
That's
it.
right.
No, I understand.
And the parts where it was rough, it was rough. This is obviously a student film or some sort of low budget. You can tell right off the bat, But I'm not going to give it like the same score as I would with something that has a budget and can do some of these shots a little better. We've seen these kind of movies before.
It wasn't a student
and they've been
film.
done better.
What did James McNaughton do before he did this movie? Anybody know anything?
It was indie. We'll say that.
It was all indie?
Yeah.
And just this particular film. I'm not sure.
But it's strong.
Right
it
before this
emotion,
He did Dealers and Death, but I don't know if I know any of these other films that he's done. Oh, he did Heckle's Tale. Masters of Horror. I've seen that one.
No, he did a couple popular things too. I think I saw on the list.
Wild Things in 90. Oh, he did Wild Things.
He did Wild Things.
Oh, yeah. How do I forget?
Thank you.
I knew he did Wild Things because
Kevin Bacon.
He was supposed to be known for his like. He was supposed to be known for his twist.
Is that the movie where you get to see Kevin Bacon's schlong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
This is that.
And
Dude, Wild Things just got a new Arrow release.
Oh yeah, Denise Richards, right? Yeah.
Yep. Nev Campbell, they have a nice little makeout scene.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
See, I don't know, man. I didn't really like that movie. But I
like that scene.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like 9 years old when I saw that. That was wild to me, bro.
No one said it's movie of the year. It's just fun to watch.
Yeah, he was in that. Bill Murray, yep.
Bill Murray's the boss or something in that movie, I think.
Yeah, he's like the lawyer.
Yeah,
that'd be a weird one to revisit.
No, that was a good movie.
I like that movie.
We should revisit Go. Completely off. But
Go's a great movie. I love that movie. Doug Liman. That was
he's diverse. Doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, that was his film after Swingers, right? Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, Go's a good movie.
Tarantino-esque, but for the 90s youth. Like, I went to raves and shit like that at that era. So I fucking love that shit. And I was like, I don't know. Go's great.
3.5 from Fable, correct? No, respectable. And I understand, man. At least you respect it for what it is, but it's not.
I'm gonna say it like this.
It's understandable.
Scarpad brought up Psycho, right? Psycho is an example of something like Henry, serial killer kind of thing. Everything implied, but masterful in the way it's told. Henry is not Psycho. Just, what I mean?
Psycho's no Psycho 3. Let's just say that. Okay, you don't have no Jeff Fahey sitting there nude with a lamp covering his junk up.
I fucking love that movie.
With the chick from Slumber Party Massacre 2. Come on. Anyway.
I love that movie so much. Steph, what are we thinking, my man?
I'm kind of up there with Fable. Yeah, it wasn't exactly my favorite movie, but honestly, okay. My personal rating, if I were to just go based off what I feel about this movie, is a 3. But I will, as an overall score, I will give it a 4 if that was what they were trying to go for. Like, if that was their whole goal of being effective like that,
100%.
It's a 4 in that aspect.
That's
my
exactly
personal
what you're
enjoyment,
going for.
3.
I totally get that. I totally get both of your points.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Wait, so what did you say? Because that's what.
So hold on.
So we got to call goddamn John McNaughton to find out what goddamn Steph's score is.
No, dude, that's exactly what he's going for, bro.
Your score is a 3, but you're saying the peer pressure score is a 4.
No, I don't think that's what he's saying.
Joe Bob interviews McNaughton, and he said that's what they were going for. He said the MPA, when they did like the 30th anniversary re-release for the Blu-ray, the MPAA they were gonna re-rate it, and they were like, nope, NC-17. He's like, I'm glad. He's like, I don't want it to get re-rated.
3 is a good score.
So he wanted what he wanted,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If that was what they're going for, they nailed that in execution, and they did. That was well made. Then in that aspect, they deserved. It was what they're going for, so they nailed that.
Dude, it's my
personal enjoyment of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Not a favor. I'll give it like a 3.
When you're on these shows,
it's one of the closest Texas chains.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, my bad.
I was gonna say it's like one of the closest felt like shot on film like to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, except not in Texas. This is in Chicago.
In the city,
You know what I mean? But they have that very similar style, in the way it's being filmed. I feel.
Or The Hills Have Eyes.
I think it's got a Scorsese style to it too. A little bit of vibe.
Yeah, with like Taxi Driver and stuff.
Yeah,
like Mean Streets,
like 70s Scorsese. Yeah, Mean Streets. Who's That Knocking on My Door? Yeah.
So what are we saying? 3, 3, 5?
I'll stick with a 3. My 3. Yeah. I was gonna say to meet halfway 3, 5, but that's where Fable ended up. So I'll go 3.
Sometimes when you're on these streams and you hear the points that you guys make, they're respectable points. So it kind of factors in a little bit, because some of the stuff like Dylan's love for it, Robbie's love for it, they make good points. So sometimes it makes me raise my score. I was gonna say 3-2, but I said 3-5 because you guys made some good stuff about it. Like,
and sometimes what the people here say drive it down.
Yeah,
at least for me.
I guess
that was only Exorcist.
I guess that's how Steph was feeling.
Bro, I don't even want to open that can of worms anymore. I'm telling you, man, if you watch Exorcist 3 right after watching Exorcist 2, you're going to think it's one of the greatest movies ever, okay?
See, I didn't see Exorcist 2. That's the thing.
And I like anything with George C. Scott. I mean, it's just ingrained in my. I feel like it's un-American not to like the film with George C. Scott.
I'll revisit because that was my first time watching that one, and I kind of went into it blindly. I'll go into it with a new lens and give you guys an update.
Nice, do it. We'll do it again. Every year we review Exorcist once a year. What do you think now? Well, I'll watch it till I love it.
Right.
And each year I'm like, I don't know, guys, about this movie. It's not that good.
This is maybe top 10 psychological thrillers of the 90s. I don't know.
Hey, look, this is definitely above average, and I think 3 is kind of sort of average. Like, so I would say, 3, 5 to 4.
Right.
Hell yeah, man.
All right. I think I'm up. I've been between 4 and 4.5 all day, and I've been bouncing back and forth while we've been talking this whole time. And I'll go with a 4. I think it's super solid. I think they fucking crushed everything that they were trying to do. But as far as like ranking my movies and what I like, I'll go and dip it down to a 4 right there, just because it's not even like the gruesomeness stuff. And like I like that they went for it in the uncomfortable scenes, and like I respect them that they shot it. It's the lack of like a hook story and like just that exactly what you're talking about earlier, the fantasy of it. That's what I want to see in a movie, is like crazy shit.
There is no fantasy. The fantasy's bullshit, Verno. Right. Open your fucking eyes, man. Real world. The world you live in is a sugar-coated topic.
I know. I've discovered it many times, and then I forgot it, and I discovered it again. But yeah,
in my world, the real world, you got to learn to pull the trigger. That's from Blade, if nobody knows.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, 4.0, but I could easily give it a 5. Like, I could understand why it would be a 5 for a lot of people. Like, I respect the hell out of it. Really well made for it. It should actually get more points for being made for $100,000. Like, for that's
a fact.
Well, 110. So yeah, not that impressive.
Right.
They had 10K for catering. Probably got some Bojangles or some Taco Bell flown in. Who knows?
Extra Otis teeth implant thingies.
Oh, by the way, they're reading comic books. Otis is reading comic books, and so I don't like the connotation of, oh, this guy's fucked up, so he's reading comics. But one of the comics he's reading is Night Force. It's what he's reading at the dinner table, and that's a Gene Colan, Marv Wolfman comic book that they did after Tomb of Dracula. Fantastic horror comic from DC. You can find it easily in dollar bins and shit. Look it up, find it. It's dope. I was gonna dig mine out, but they're at the very bottom of that corner over there, and I was nah. Maybe next week.
Right.
Maybe next week.
What's your rating?
It won't matter as much next week.
Before I give my rating, I want to make sure everybody knows that I do not endorse misogyny or murder in any kind of way. Nor does anybody associated with Pop Culture Philosophers.
What
so
about
there you
incest?
Go. 5. I just went into a Jelani bit right there. I think that this is the best movie about a serial killer ever. They don't lull you into a fantasy, but they do at the same time. They make these characters feel real. They make them feel, at least to me, like people I knew when I was growing up. And it just, the way that Unsolved Mysteries made me feel when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, that movie does this. And like, I'm looking out the fucking window, not answering the goddamn door when my neighbor knocks on it. Henry fucked me up again, y'all. I watched this movie back in the day. I was like, this movie's really good, but I don't really, it's the same thing. I don't want to revisit it. Revisiting it now at this point in my life where I feel like I have a more full appreciation of what cinema can be and what it can do, especially sleaze, grindhousey type cinema, right? Which I do love shit that's irreverent, subversive, but doing it for a purpose. That's what this movie is to me. It is exceedingly exceptional in its depiction of madness, its depiction of trauma, and the effect it has on different people. I think this movie is an incredibly, it's an experience, man. It's almost, I don't know, man. It's almost near metaphysical. There is something so weird because this is the human condition, and this is how it can how it can go. There is an element in all of us that can recognize all three of the journeys of Henry, Otis, and Becky, and that's the scariest thing to me, is understanding some of the ideas from these characters. And it makes me uncomfortable, and it makes me question my life. And at the end of several days of reflection after this movie, I come out going, I'm a better person having watched this movie and understanding the darkness within, but understanding my unwillingness to submit to that and rising above, no matter what's happened in our past or what's happening in our present or what could happen in our future. But depravity happens. I have done heinous, depraved things in my life. Nothing like this. Let me just get that out, okay? Right? But things that you're not proud of, right? Things that make you feel dirty. When you see something like this, it puts it in a context, and it can help you actually kind of resolve some of those issues about with how shitty of a person you think you might be. I don't know. It can help with self-hate, seeing somebody like Henry, I guess. I don't fucking know. I fucking love it. I think it's 5. I think it's 5 because I think it does exactly what it's trying to do, and for what these dudes, what this crew was doing with this story, the performances, especially Michael Rooker. I think it's a brilliant film. I think it's a very important film. 5 digs.
Yo, Mike, I told me to ask you, okay?
I'm okay, man. This is not a movie. I haven't even, I thought about buying it on Blu-ray, but I haven't committed to it yet because I'm like, how often do I want to rewatch this?
I'm thinking you might be an everydayer. You might go
there. I think it's a brilliant film, man. I liken it to something like Schindler's List.
Puppy.
Schindler's List was an Academy darling. That is a very uncomfortable film to watch. A very important film to watch, I think.
You can even run it.
But Schindler's a hero.
Did you get Blood-Sucking Freaks?
Another story.
We're not on show and tell yet, are we?
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go 4-5. 4-5. It's close to perfect, but maybe a little bit of that soap opera.
It's that music when Becky goes to Chicago, isn't it? God damn it, I knew it.
And then the I Love Chicago shirt is just so goofy. But it is a fantastic film. Absolutely love it. It's so raw. There's really nothing like it. The only thing I could really like, and now that I've thought about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I feel like those are two that you could kind of, just the way that they're styled. But I absolutely love it, man. Michael Rooker is just fucking phenomenal. The guy who plays Otis is great too, but just Michael Rooker steals it, man. He is so good, man. He should have won something for this, man.
What about that moment when she tells him about this horrible abuse that she has suffered at her father? And he looks at her and goes, "Guess you didn't get along with your daddy, did you?"
Yeah. Guess you didn't like your daddy, did you? What the fuck? Were you not just listening for the past 5 minutes?
Yeah.
He was zoned out thinking about murdering her, right? That's what
thinking about all the times he murdered.
He wasn't your daddy.
He was thinking, am I going to need a bigger suitcase?
Yeah. How big of a suitcase am I going to need for her?
I just want to bring up
all in one.
She's really, really good too. She has some long bits of dialogue, and it's those one take bits. So there's little moments here with her, but for the most part, I think she's excellent. And I'm pretty sure this is like all she ever did. She didn't do much else.
She was in an episode of Baywatch. According
Did she
to
do Roseanne after this?
So we got a 4-5 neck snaps from Two Gun. We got a 3.75 slips from Gary. 4-5 from me. 5 from Robbie. 4 from Vern. Steph gave it a 3. Fable gave it a 3.5, correct? And Scarpad gave it a 4.
We're all over the place. Do the math on that, Dylan.
Is it a 4, Scarpad?
I'm great at adding this shit up.
4.5.
4.5. Okay.
It's like 69
all right,
squared.
We'll average that out to 4.3. 3.69. Or it'd be 4.3369, baby. 69.
I was about to be like, you can't have 2 points, man.
I know I got fucked up on the 2 points.
Are you doing that with a calculator or what? What's going on?
Some of that fancy math.
We'll just give it a 4.
Hey, yeah, I feel like that's how I was kind of torn.
If you are going to watch this movie with your girlfriend, make sure you have a Hallmark movie to go afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't want to judge. We don't want to like assume. There are plenty of women that love this film.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say plenty.
There are, bruh.
I
don't know how many women you've met in your life, Scarface.
What is it called? Rule 40.
Like this. It was different.
But when I meet a woman, like the first question is like, do you like horror films? No, I mean, do you really like horror films? I'm not talking Paranormal Activity and Blair Witch Project and fucking The Shining. I mean, like what the fuck? And like, I'm talking gnarly shit. Yeah. The first time I watched an Italian horror movie with a woman, that's when I know if it will last longer than a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever heard of a Siberian film? I think it's called a Serbian.
You try and get us in a D's Nuts joke?
No,
man?
I swear to God, it's a real movie. It's like really.
Is you gonna be Serbian D's Nuts across our face?
No, someone. I swear to God, it's like what ranked as like it was like voted as one of the most fucked up movies.
No, I've never seen it. Yeah, I've never heard of it.
I've heard
Send me a link, man.
Seen it. It's something like that. The Siberian something.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. What did you say it's called? You think?
A Siberian film. Something like that.
I think that is what it's called, a Siberian film. I think that it is supposed to be fucked up. I've never seen it though.
A Serbian film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he be serving
2010 horror film.
On a platter to your plate.
Serbian.
Guy said it's nasty. Gary said it's nasty.
Okay.
That's what I think I did.
I'm pumped for that new goddamn Cronenberg film. Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Yo,
it
right?
seems like Fable shouldn't watch that one. I mean, judging your reaction on this one.
A lot of people haven't liked it, though. A lot of people say it's
yeah, but I don't trust a lot of people.
I have no doubt that the body horror will be good, but I don't know.
Cronenberg is like is next level. Like he's a different breed, and
He
only people like me and Robbie probably.
But I think doing multiple episodes of fucking Star Trek Discovery fucked the guy up, and he'll never recover from that. So,
you like Cronenberg, Fable?
Hell yeah.
We're doing Cronenberg, a Cronenberg film, one of my favorite Cronenberg films.
You like Videodrome? You like Videodrome, Fable?
Videodrome with James Woods.
We're doing one of my favorite Cronenberg films for Horror Fest. You got to come on for that.
Which one?
I'm not ready to announce these yet, but
Dylan
got the list and never said nothing to me.
The Fly. Yeah, The Fly to me.
Hey, if it's The Fly.
If it's The Fly, we'll all fight for it.
Right. I mean,
I'm not ready to announce.
Robbie,
I'll tell you this. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. It's not The Fly.
Oh,
Dylan has seen the Horror Fest list, and I'm worried because he hasn't said anything. But I think there's, you know how last year everybody was. Do you remember how last year everybody was disappointed in Funhouse? I don't think there's going to be a disappointment this year.
She's got to do Naked Lunch.
When I did the Dead Zone,
that's
it was
a
like
great
the
film.
First time I did Dylan's horror show was the Dead Zone. You guys kept talking about Cronenberg, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this dude is that they're talking about.
And
so afterwards,
you never seen The Fly?
Well, I'd seen The Fly. I love the fucking Fly, but I never, I was a kid. You don't care who makes the movies when you're a kid. But I went on a kick afterwards, and I had to learn who this Cronenberg guy was, and I watched a bunch of his shit.
He did the History of Violence, which is also
great movie,
bro. Vigo, that's his best role,
and that's a great comic book adaptation.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't remember that that's a comic book. So, movie's great.
I love that movie, man.
What's the name of the director of this movie? Henry.
What is that? Forlam? What is it?
McTiernan.
Oh, nice. Scarface.
John McNaughton.
Yeah. Scarphead, you want to go first for show and tell?
Is The Fly.
That's fire.
Sure. I just got these in today, actually. 6 more of the Mego figures that I ordered through the Topps deals. Topps had a deal with Megos to come out with figures. It took them about a year and a half to come out. Some are better than others. I got 6 of them in today. This is Quark from Deep Space Nine. I do not like the sculpt on the space. Nice. I think it's kind of terrible.
It looks got
evil. But the body's okay. And then once again, same thing. Ben Sisko there.
Oh, nice.
Not too fond of the figure, the sculpt on that, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I will say the Black Adam looks
he looks good.
A lot more like Black Adam than fucking Dwayne Johnson does. I don't know why they went with Black Adam and not put on the. What did Dwayne Johnson not want to have fucking pointed ears or what? I don't know. But.
He's been attached to that movie since like 2007, so I think he just has a lot of pull at this point as to dictating. I think they could at least went with the ears, though. I agree with that. Like
maybe they tried him out and it just didn't look good or something.
I look like Mr. Spock. The mutant leader from Planet of the Apes.
I'm kind of excited to see them do it. Have they done a lot of those? Because that could be a really cool line.
Yeah, they've done quite a few Planet of the Apes figures, yeah.
Okay.
And finally, Rent, also from Planet of the Apes.
Nice.
Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah.
And those are the newest things I got.
That's it?
That's a bit it.
All righty. Where'd Robbie go? I wonder who else. Does anyone else have anything? Fable, Steph, Vern Diggity?
I'm getting some shit.
All right. Fable, you got something, my brother? We'll go around.
Yeah, I got like 2 little things I can show off here.
Oh, man.
All right, so.
Sorry,
first,
I didn't know if you were ready.
No, it's all good. I got the Seeker Jets for Transformers.
Nice.
Finally,
nice, man. Nice.
Skywarp and Thunderbacker?
Thunderbacker? What the fuck, Dylan?
I can't read it.
Thundercracker.
What is it? Cracker.
Crack ass cracker.
It's Serbian.
That ain't just a regular cracker. That's a thunder cracker.
Shitting me, Dylan.
And I got this bad boy.
Oh man, what is?
Oh, you got the Lego set.
Dude, are you gonna build that?
You know it, brother.
Dude, you're not gonna just leave that in the box, are you?
No.
Just time lapse video of you making it, man, or it didn't happen. You paid somebody to do it. You made your kid do it or some shit.
I actually kind of want to get. How much was that, Fave?
170.
Dang, yeah, them suckers go.
Dylan didn't want to get it anymore.
No, I would get something else if I did. That is awesome, but I would get like a.
Well, you know, I mean, everybody knows I love the Transformers.
Oh, exactly. That's perfect for you, dude. That is perfect.
Yeah.
That's a slippery slope, Fable. They're gonna do a Megatron. They're doing a Starscream. They're gonna do a Soundwave. They're gonna do a fucking Bumblebee.
I would buy the Megatron just to go with him. That's it.
That's how we all started, bro. I was gonna get 5 Transformer figures.
You just gotta start selling your smaller Transformers figures, and then you get a whole line of the big ones. That's what I did. I used to have a room full of Funko Pops. Now I just have much less Hot Toys.
That's it's good to get rid of Funkos, but I still like my horror ones a lot, man.
The horror ones are the only ones I care about, honestly. Yeah. There's a couple like Star Wars, like I had like two or three Mandalorian ones because I just love the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I'm starting to invest in the 1/6 Star Trek from X06, and
I got like
pretty expensive, but
yeah, that's awesome though.
But
did you have anything else, Fable, or was that it?
No, that was it.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I love the Seekers, man. They're my favorites.
I want to see that sucker built.
I want a Dirge and a Ramjet so bad. Oh my god.
Yeah, me too. I saw it was like $250. I was like,
yeah, it was like an Amazon exclusives or some shit, man.
Steph, you got anything today, my brother?
No.
Not today. Burn diggity.
Not even that comic book that's right behind you.
Nah. He's like, what comic book?
That one comic book behind you. He's actually got several hundred behind him.
Yeah.
I got more stuff from this was the one I showed you guys last week.
Fire.
This one. This is so far. I think there's 6 of these that are coming. So it's the Sandman, whatever it is, whatever it's called, Nightmare Country, and then I don't even know exactly what issue.
Is that Department of Truth?
Yeah, it's Department of Truth variant.
Who's the artist on those, Verno?
Dude, I don't know, brother. I wish I knew, but I don't know. But
Nightmare Country kind of looks like a chain.
I do have this.
Oh wow,
a little something different.
Oh, is that from the first one?
That's in the first one. Yeah,
it comes with a little like bag that you can sit with them. The bag that they bring in there.
Yeah, that's the only one worth getting to is from that one.
For sure,
dude. His costume in Reloaded is dope as shit. Don't even.
I was gonna say I do like Reloaded.
Yeah, I like Reloaded.
It took me a long time to get used to that.
If you're gonna spend the money on a hot toy,
That's crazy.
Nice.
Yo,
this is a hot toy. Yeah.
Do the spider legs move?
Yeah, they come off and they move. He's got different heads that go on there and whatnot, complete with little spider butt and the whole 9 yards.
Holland head.
And then
I didn't know you got the cap with the broken shield and hammer.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's a little
T'Challa back there
compared to. I thought I showed you guys that. I don't know if I've ever showed you this or not.
No, not at all.
Wow, how you got a figure of Steph?
I was gonna ask the same thing.
This cape, super heavy. Like the Hot Toys, they kill it with the capes recently. Like that's a thick cape.
That's
detail.
Dude,
Marvel should have called them for Moon Knight, then, man.
Yeah, but that's what I got.
Is Hot Toys gonna be doing the Obi-Wan in the trench coat? Because I want to get one of those.
I'm sure,
dude.
That would be fire.
I haven't been checking on them. I used to check like 3 times a day, see what they had going on Sideshow, but it's been a minute.
You'll start seeing the horror ones, man.
Right.
Dude.
I was showing.
I can't wait to see them.
They have one that is a dead-on Ming the Merciless from Flash Gordon. That is in the whole. It's amazing. It looks astounding. I want to pick that one up.
Flash Gordon when recording spark of light in the dark. Peter Parker, Spider-Man. All I do is climb the charts. Jay-Z, what's up with that? All right. On Dylan's recommendation, I got Blood-Sucking Freaks in.
Good movie.
Haven't watched it yet.
Scarpad's coming on that to when we review it.
I'll be on that one.
Scarpad will never miss that one.
It's got a little person. It's got a little person in it.
I heard. I got my Death of Elvira in from the Dynamite Kickstarter with all this cool stuff, including a little pen and a guitar pick. But super cool. I always get the photo covers.
Kickstarter?
Bro, you know I did, man.
Nice.
Did you get
I'm cool with Dynamite, right?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay.
I forgot that was Dynamite. My bad.
I picked this up this week, Monster Men by Gary Gianni.
Tell them to send this Elvira stuff. Bro.
You can get this right now from Dark Horse Comics. Look at the amazing artwork in that book. This is really good stuff. If you like horror comics, especially classic feeling ones with highly detailed artwork. I get my Screams and Horror Hounds so inconsistently late from Diamond that I'm ready just to see if I can just get direct. But in the last couple weeks,
might as well.
I got Scream 67.
Oh, nice.
I would always get mine.
And
like
I got 69.
Dude, you got another copy of that?
Yo, do you have Wizards, Maggie?
No, I don't have any extra copies of this. But I'm just going to say, I just got an issue of Scream magazine about Halloween kills.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's ridiculous. And then, all right, you ready for this? So 67, 69. What could possibly be 68, which I just got this week? It's another Nightmare on Elm Street. That's a little weird. Two issues in a row.
Oh, wow.
With Nightmare on Elm Street.
But it looks like that one, that newer one has some stuff about Hammer. There's going to be obviously different articles.
I finally got my newest issue of Horror Hound 93.
Nice.
I flipped through that a little bit. I like Horror Hound a lot.
They got a whole
favorite. The whole War of the Worlds. Yeah, the whole War of the Worlds bit in here where they talk about the radio drama and the book and the movie adaptations. Nice. In particular, that one from what is that, the 50s, right?
Yeah, I'd say Horror Hound is like what Fangoria used to be back in the day. Not really.
Fangoria sucks nowadays, man. It sucks. Yeah, all right, the final thing I got is pretty dope, and I'm very excited.
Horror Hound and Scream.
Starting a new action figure collection, but I'm glad to have it. This is Raphael. It's a
Frankenstein. When did they what?
Dude, Michelangelo as the Mummy looks so fucking good.
It's Donnie as it's Mikey as the Mummy, April is the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Leo is Igor, the Hunchback.
Wow.
Is he?
Yes.
They
And
just
then they
announced Donnie as
announced Donnie as the Invisible Man and
Yes,
Splinter
and
as Van Helsing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't know
Yo,
that.
bro.
I get that Splinter.
Donnie
Yeah,
as
those
the
are pretty
Invisible Man
cool.
is awesome.
So
I
these
think
are a
that-
callback to the Ninja Turtles Universal figures from the 90s. They are switching certain things up. Michelangelo was the Frankenstein monster, for instance, but they're switching things up. But dude, I'm really excited to open this up
Yeah.
because it looks dope as hell and to get the whole line. So hell yeah. That's what I got.
Nice.
No, that's
Nice.
you save the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
for last. That's
Yeah.
tempting.
I know how to pace this shit.
I didn't know though that TMNT was doing Leo as Igor. I just
didn't
knew
know there
about
was
the
a
Mummy.
line.
I knew about all of them except Splinter.
At first,
and
I thought he was
Leo.
the Hunchback of Notre Dame, right? But I looked it up, and he's actually Igor, is what he's like listed as. In fact, there's you can see a little bit of him right there,
Yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
and then
Igor.
there's the Michelangelo as the Mummy, and then they have revealed
that
the
looks cool.
image
Yeah, they
of
revealed
April
it.
as the bride,
Are
and they
gonna
just
do
announced
really
Donnie as the
Macy?
Invisible Man, and yeah,
That
Splinter as Van
Raphael
Helsing.
is the best one though, dude. With
Van
that
Helsing.
You
head.
think? No,
That's
man.
great.
It's tough. It's between Mikey and Donnie,
Yeah, I like
bro. 'Cause
Mikey.
Those
I
two
do
are
like that
so
movie.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty bad. See,
Oh, wait.
I'm gonna have to see the full bodies, but just as far as just a head, yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's great.
Dope.
The head looks good.
Yeah.
I'll be opening it up soon.
Yeah, I've been picking up these tables with the Crips. Now,
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
if you want to see, just how little words there are in modern comics, try reading through a few of these. They're very wordy, but they're
Well,
they're
you
great
know what
stuff.
they did, Scarpad, right? So they would tell the artist, they would draw the image
Right.
only 2/3 of the panel. They would intentionally leave the top
Yeah.
blank, and they would just have to be like, let's fill it in.
Mhm.
And they use that like mechanical, it's like a hand used mechanical lettering system that they did. That's why it all looks so consistent. It's
Yeah.
not like a typewriter or nothing, but it's like, it's a thing where you're still like doing it yourself, but it's a mechanical contraption. I
Yeah,
have those. I have those. They've done
EC
them for
trains
Balls
are
of
very nice. I
Horror,
like 'em.
Weird Science. I'm glad to finally see the EC Archives by Dark Horse in paperback, because that's a fantastic collection.
Yeah, they're all good.
All right. So, let's see. Yeah, good one, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Can't fool me.
We're proud of you. When last we fought, you were the master and I was the apprentice.
I like that.
So-
That's a
so
good
is-
one,
so is-
guys.
I finally got my gutter garb shirts.
Oh, nice.
That's,
that's-
that is
Yeah,
really
yeah.
sick.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's
My
dope.
girl,
Man.
this was a pre-order actually, so that's why it took so long to get, because I ordered another shirt. I was so happy. I just bought the fog NECA the day before, and then my girl's for my birthday, she's like, I found this fog shirt. You want it? I was like, or she like just ordered it, and then she showed it to me. I was like, dude, that is so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, is the remake worth watching? I've been
No.
wanting to ask you guys
No.
that.
Fuck no.
Okay.
Nah.
Oh my god.
Just
no.
rewatch Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to, go for the experience.
I also got this.
The remake is a bad experience.
That's a dope shirt, man. That's a new design, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love
Halloween
that
3,
one,
and
man.
then there's another new design they just came out
like
with, but I had to get this one first because I love the pumpkin mask is my favorite. So the other one, like the witch's face, is like in the front. So
Oh,
let's do this. My first like Halloween 3 shirt. I have so many like Halloween shirts, Halloween 1 and 2.
right.
I never got a 3, so I'm so fucking happy to have that.
Halloween 3 deserves its own fucking movie review,
Yeah.
Being so unattached.
Oh yeah.
Good idea. I love it.
So
yeah.
y'all know when I showed you guys that Evil Bong box set, yeah, there's a light up. Dude,
Okay.
first NECA with light up features. That sucker looks
That's
so
crazy.
fucking.
Scarpad, you already did show and tell, bro.
But yeah, so I do remember when I did that full moon. Dude, I've been on a full moon kick lately too, man. Especially like before I made my order, I was trying to like figure out what I wanted. Because I got that Evil Bong box set. Plus, I got 10. I got to either pick the full Puppet Master box set, which I got last year, courtesy of my man John for my birthday, or 10 Blu-rays. So obviously, I was going the 10 Blu-rays. Sadly, I only got fucking 9 of them because one of them was out of stock, which they didn't tell me until after they shipped everything out. So I'm waiting to hear back on when I'm gonna get to pick another movie or.
Yeah, but we have more cheap sex than Tinder.
Yeah. So starting off, I got Tim Thomerson in Trancers, which dude, I was just telling Scarpad, so bummed. They just announced they're doing a 4K release for this, and I actually might because I'm.
If you want a 4K, make sure Dylan buys the Blu-ray.
Yeah. Yep. I'm a huge like out of the 2 Tim Thomerson movies, Downman and Trancers. I mean, I think Trancers is the bigger one, obviously, because they got like 6 of them. But I fucking love Trancers, man. I'm not even big of a Downman fan. I like Downman versus Demonic Toys, but Trancers is a fun one, dude. And you get special effects in here by who is it? Oh damn. The guy who did the part 7, Jason.
It's Joe. It's Joe. Joe Mama.
Yeah, Joe Mama. And dude, you know I had to get it because it's a Stuart Gordon, and his movies are always so hard to get. The Pit and the Pendulum. Even though I know you said you don't like that movie that much.
I don't, but I need to get it because I want every Stuart Gordon.
It's a must. It's a must. And I'm excited to check it out again because it's been a while since we did
it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's sleazy.
It's different.
But not sophisticated.
This is when they had all that land in Italy and Rome and shit. So you know what I'm saying? It was perfect for filming. You know?
Nah, man, and it's got some banging bodies. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah. Oh, as you can tell. Yeah. This is one that I wasn't really familiar with, but I had to pick it up, and I did watch it, and it's a good one. But I had to pick it up because you remember Head of the Family?
Yes, sir.
The fucking blonde chick, she's in this, man.
Oh my god,
is to die for. So I had to pick it up, bro.
She's like the biggest dime on Dylan's horror show ever.
Yeah, bro. So she's like literally wearing like a leather jacket with no bra or anything the entire movie. You see that? Like, there's literally a scene where she puts like a ski mask on too, and it's just like topless. Like, it's fucking.
Well,
now we know why Dylan likes that movie.
I literally bought it just because of her, man. Just because of her.
You gonna watch that with the girlfriend?
I'm putting my order in now. Oh, you got Head of the Family. Hell yeah.
Dude, this is one of my all-time favorite full moon movies, dude. I love this. So
if you guys haven't checked it out, me and Dylan did a full moon double feature last year. He picked one, I picked one, he picked that one, I picked Creepazoids. You got to check out that show because those movies rock.
Hell yeah. We got to do another full moon double feature, definitely, dude.
Yeah, we do.
Definitely, because I've been really getting into some. They're doing a lot of new stuff too. That's pretty good, man.
I'm ready for my next one, bro. You just let me know.
I had to get Ted Nikolai. I don't know, but the guy who did Subspecies Dragon World. I love this one as a kid.
The dragon's got goofy eyes.
Yeah, it's still a fun one, man. So I had.
It looks like a ripoff of Never Ending Story. Is that what it is?
I'm sure it is.
Pretty much.
Another classic, Demonic Toys, written by David S. Gore, writer of Batman Begins and Man of Steel.
And JSA.
Singing that in my head too, man.
Dude, you get a classic right here, man.
Never Ending Story.
Hey, another good one.
Dude, I love that movie.
Oh my god.
Linnea.
Hell yeah! This is only an hour long too, but so good, man.
It's so
an hour.
It's so stupid.
It's like an hour and 12 minutes.
Wow. Song in the 90s.
It's the exact amount of time you need to be considered a feature-length film.
Yeah,
they would do that all the time. All of these Empire films and Full Moon films, they would do that. And notice when they get to the credits are incredibly slow. That's honestly to give them 2 extra minutes.
Notice how awesome all their posters are too.
Very
Linnea Quigley, man. Nice.
No, this
great
Stuart
movie.
Gordon, baby.
I have that one.
Is that the original or the remake?
It's original, obviously.
I don't know.
Obviously, Scarpad.
And this is a new one, and I'd actually watched this because I was debating on two of their newer titles. They have a new title out. It's basically kind of like a mashup of From Beyond and Reanimator, and they have two. It's like a young version of it's like a young version of the guy who
Jeffrey Combs.
A young version of the guy who Jeffrey Combs plays in From Beyond, and a young version of Jeffrey Combs playing his character in Reanimator.
Herbert West.
So, Herbert West. But there's two different guys playing him, and it's basically like him in college. And
interesting.
It's interesting. It's definitely worth a watch. But they had another one, and it was from the Demonic Toys universe, and it's called Baby Oopsie. And I watched both of them. Yeah.
Who the fuck comes up with these titles?
Dude, this one was actually good though, bro. This one I actually had a lot of fun with. That's why I picked it up.
When did that come out?
I would have to send you into the fucking store.
Review, baby.
The other ones, dude, this one was hilarious.
And ask them if they got a copy of Baby Oopsie.
This one was
my
hilarious.
Video store would have had it when I was
This one was so good though, dude. I'm telling you, it was hilarious.
Blockbuster would have never had that one though. I'll tell you that.
And this is one that you would have been searching for. I'm telling you, because the other one was it's called like the Resonate. It's called the Resonator Miskatonic Hue, like the college that they went to. That's what that one was called.
They use that in all the Lovecraft stuff.
But dude, I like this one a lot more, so I went with this, dude. Because
nice.
This one was like $22.
Hey, let me ask you a question on that though, Dylan. Is that a movie? Is that a movie Vern can watch with his wife?
Huh?
Is that a movie Vern Diggity can watch with his wife?
Baby Oopsie, yeah.
Baby Oopsie.
For sure.
Yeah, trust Dylan.
Put it on the list.
Yeah.
He'll probably get it. He'll probably end up making it. He'll probably end up making another kid by the end. Dude.
Two movies most significant others really like back to back are Henry, the Portrait of a Serial Killer, and New York Ripper.
Yeah,
and Baby Oopsie.
And Baby Oopsie.
And of course, the one I was missing, Robbie, was of course Sorority Babes in the Slime Bowl-orama.
That's the movie.
That's the best one.
Next time we do a full moon double feature, that's my movie, man.
That's
Sorority Babes
movie,
and Slime
Bowl-orama. That's why I was picking it up too, because I knew
Linnea Quigley, man. That movie is actually fucking hilarious. That movie is great. Y'all need to watch that. That's really good.
It's like a monster. It's a creature feature, isn't it?
It is, man, and it's so stupid, but I love it. They get trapped in a bowling alley with this monster, and Linnea Quigley's in it, and it's fucking dope. It's dope.
Yeah, they used to show all those movies on the USA Up All Night.
Yeah, Linnea used to be on that all the time. That's really how I think I got into her. Was her being on that show sometimes as a guest.
I bring up USA Up All Night at least like once a month.
What's that chick's name? Rhonda Shear? Was that her name? That was
Rhonda Shear.
Hell yeah, man! Those are good times, man. You can find some of those bits. I still watch them on YouTube, man.
Crazy. See the cover? Put it closer.
Baby Oopsie.
This shit is crazy.
I think we all need to do Baby Oopsie very soon.
Dylan. I think that's gonna be because part 2 is coming out. So they got this. They've been doing like. Sometimes they'll do chapters or they'll do like.
Can I see that on Tubi? Because I want to fucking buy that.
I don't know.
Right.
It's not. I don't know.
Fable's gonna be like Baby Oopsie's the most significant fucking film about a baby demon,
Yo.
and I'm gonna be like, I don't know, it was uneven.
No, this was good though, man.
I don't know what their original intention was with Baby Oopsie, but if it was to show the stigma of a baby.
No, dude, it's about this like freaking crazy lady, man.
And the thing that I say that's okay then.
If
I
the
feel
baby's
that
always falling.
I will give it 4 for the respectable value of the baby, but I won't give it more than 1 for my personal feelings.
Baby Oopsie was so good that it's got a sequel coming out in the next couple weeks.
You get it.
Scarphead just summed up everyone's reviews.
Yo, Baby Oopsie got a sequel.
Dude, I love full moon movies, man.
Baby,
dude, I
oopsie
do too,
poopsie.
man. I do too.
Dude, baby, oopsie poopsie, man. Verno, award yourself a screenwriting credit right now.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
All right.
after
So I
Elvis Cloud, his
also
sister
got.
Baby Oopsie.
Damn, Dylan's not even done yet.
I also got to one
He's
last
shown like
thing.
23 things.
No wonder why you're
Hold-
fucking broke.
Oh, no, bro, you don't even know what it is yet.
Hey, Scarpad, we're sex positive here, bro. Okay, we're not gonna.
Dude, so I got a package in the mail that I didn't buy. Fucking Scarpad bought it for me.
Oh, that's
Like
right.
what?
Okay, yeah, I did.
Oh, great.
So you're
I sent Dylan some dolls.
Look at that.
That is dope.
You're his dealer, man.
Right. He's an enabler, that's for sure.
My favorite part of that figure is the StreamYard reflection.
That's awesome, though. Yeah. No, that's dope, man.
Baby, oopsie poopsie. Drop the doopsie toopsie.
Oh,
yeah.
For some reason, they never face the fucking face.
I know, man. I know. That's
like,
the one thing I hate.
What's he looking at?
It's because they want to tempt you to open it.
I don't.
Open it, Dylan. Open it. Open it. You didn't pay for it. Open it. Open it.
You couldn't face it forward.
Nah.
I don't want to open it because I don't have anywhere to display. I don't have anywhere to display it right now.
He's gonna hang it on a thumbtack on his wall, like I did all these Toy Biz figures.
When I have a place to put it or display it standing up, maybe I'll open it. Cause I'm not like the pictures on here are a little bit blurry, so I'm not like I wouldn't mind displaying them.
Did you buy that from like from China, like an Amazon account in China or some shit?
That was direct from Migo, maybe.
Yeah,
Migo China.
Migo China.
That's just how the box.
I got these.
You can tell it's like a still frame from the movie, though.
Like, yeah, I know. Well, show these, Dylan. Pop me back out there.
Dropped it.
So these are two other ones that came in this week. I got I think he's looking at Plague of the Zombies, and there's the Phantom of the Opera from Hammer.
Hammer, yeah, that's dope.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to get all the freaking killers.
For a second, I thought that was from the sequel to Baby Oopsie Poopsie.
Yeah.
Dropped an oopsie oopsie.
I've never seen Plague of the Zombie, so it's one I'm going to have to go watch.
You open all.
You bought the fucking figure? I love it.
Yeah, man. I definitely think I will open this, though, but I want to have somewhere to put it is all, because I don't want it to get... I hate when they get
That's my excuse all day. That's my excuse all day.
You know what, everybody? It's time for my favorite part of the show. You know what that is?
We leave.
When we find out what we're doing next week.
I'm sure, Dylan, you've thought about this quite a lot.
So he has to leave. He's got I gotta go look at my notebook.
I think he's going to grab a Blu-ray. That's what I feel.
Yeah, probably.
I think you should do Killer Bong Part 8.
How about Baby Oopsie Poopsie? Drop it. Oopsie Doopsie.
Yeah,
Baby Oopsie is definitely on the list.
Yeah, but not for next week, man. We got to let that just
the full moon double feature, Delio. We should find like the next full moon, make it meaningful.
Yeah, because we've already gone through all the good werewolf films. We did The Howling, American Werewolf in London, Bad Moon, and Silver Bullet. What else is there? And we did Wolfman.
So you want to do the dark half because it's on HBO Max, or should we do something?
You should do movies just because they're streaming. Dylan.
I would only just say that we've been very King heavy, but I'm down.
When's the last thing we did with? I know we did King. It's been a couple weeks though. Well, let me see. Hold on.
Christine and Firestarter, but I'm not. I'm
oh down. Yeah, but Firestarter fucking sucks, man. All right.
We talked about the '80s one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say Horror Express, but I was kind of holding that one off because I want Scarpad to come on for that one. And can you come for that? You be here next week for Horror Express?
I have no life.
I want to pick.
Wait, Horror Express or Terror Express?
No, Horror Express. There's no Terror. That's Terror Train, which I do have. I have Terror Train on my list too because that's
Horror Express. Horror Express. Christopher Lee.
Oh, it's a Hammer film.
Yeah, no, Horror Express is a Hammer. That would actually be the first film. Hammer.
Amicus, yes. I think you should do the Fives movies too. Those are good.
Where's it at?
The Abominable Dr. Fives.
You can only rent it on Vudu.
Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing.
What? Oh yeah, it must, because I think it was on Shudder. It's not on Amazon?
No, you can rent it on Amazon, yeah.
Oh.
It's on Shudder?
It is on
Yeah,
Shudder.
it's on
Oh,
Shudder.
I have
yeah.
Shudder. Okay, never mind. I'm cool.
It's on Shudder. Yeah.
Because I don't own it yet.
Is that
either.
really
That's
what we're doing? Horror Express? I've never seen that.
That's one I really
Dylan, what are we doing? You
No, I was
mentioned like
saying that's
4
one I
fucking
really
movies,
wanna
man.
I really wanna own that one.
You guys ever do Japanese horror?
Like Ringu?
We've never done no Hammer, man.
You didn't say Hammer. You said
did.
Japanese horror.
We haven't done Japanese or Hammer.
No, I said Hammer for Horror Express. I know what Fable said about Japanese horror. He just said, do you guys ever do Japanese horror?
It's Hammer time.
What are we doing next week, Dylan? Is it
Did I just say?
It's Horror Express?
I haven't said nothing else.
Boom.
I'm asking y'all, is that cool with you? You want to do Horror Express or like House?
It's Dylan's horror show, not Dylan, Robbie's, Vern, Diggity, Fable, and Scarpad's horror show, bro. You tell us. We'll be there.
Godzilla's.
I want to make sure you guys can watch it, bro. Yeah, I guess
because it is your stuff.
Should do
It is
Godzilla
Fine print.
Scary movie, man.
Did I really skip you? I'm so sorry.
American Mary's
It was the Diggity that fucked me up, man. I was trying to go fast. I was like, this has already been a long show. Actually, it hasn't, which is odd.
It seems long.
That's what she said.
I'm having fun. Let's go for another 3 hours. Let's talk about fucking New York Ripper again. Let's watch Oopsie Doopsie, Poopsie Doopsie, Whoopsie.
Live.
So, what are you guys watching for TV shit? Have you been catching up with Stranger Things or The Boys or?
Stranger Things is what I'm on right now.
Boys, I watch Stranger Things.
I got one more episode of Stranger Things that they've released.
I haven't watched Stranger Things yet, so it's good.
So good,
I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it a lot, actually.
I've been wondering what you guys have been thinking about.
I like it.
I think it's been really good.
They went dark.
Dude, it's the best season.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's really good.
I'd say it's the most horrific season. I think they've been really laying
because they're aged up, right? It's like Harry Potter syndrome.
Exactly what the fuck I said to my.
They're in Nightmare on Elm Street territory. That I get mostly I get vibes from Nightmare on Elm Street, but they reference that in the show.
They're in their mid-20s now, most of them, right?
No,
they should be, but they're freshmen in high school.
That Gayton. I think he might be the oldest.
But they dive
Dustin's
into
gonna be 20, or he's
and they dive
20.
into Satanic Panic a little bit in this one, and it's good. I also get like, I don't know, man. It's like turning into Twin Peaks vibes at times too, but and like also, less weird. Less.
I understand this show will be responsible for Kate Bush having a single in every decade since the 70s.
The hits #1 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. The utilization of that song, what is it? Running Up a Hill or something like that?
Running Up the Hill, yeah.
That's a good song.
There's been a hit in every decade.
That's awesome. But like it's utilized incredibly well in the show. Yeah. Like 100%.
It's really
and you need to watch it now because the memes are really starting to catch up.
All right, so now the Boys.
I got one more episode. I'm probably going to kill it tonight, but it's like
Boys. Nobody watched Boys yet?
No, I haven't.
The first episode.
We liked Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel was dope, actually.
I didn't
finish the whole episode. I watched Obi-Wan, and I'm halfway through Miss Marvel.
I'm liking Obi-Wan. Actually.
I'm fucking loving Obi-Wan.
Miss
Marvel's good. Say I'm loving it, but I do like.
What episode?
Obi-Wan, I'm loving. Miss Marvel, I like so far, but I heard the first episode was good. Second is okay.
Are you caught up on Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
I don't think I finished the last episode. I fall asleep, but I've been liking it. I've been a little tuned out from what people are saying, but I hear negative things. It's mixed reviews, right?
You know why? Because it's Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Exactly. I don't care what anyone says.
But I like to hear what people are saying. I like to hear why they don't like it.
Episode 4 was probably the weakest of all of them, and the shortest. I mean, let's face it.
I liked episode 4 because I felt like
what the
I'm
hell
not trying to spoil things, but I felt like that was finally the moment where the turn is happening in Obi-Wan.
Yes, but every single thing the fucking Empire builds blows up, falls apart, is not protected. They shoot one bullet, a fucking window in an underwater city, cracks, and almost destroys the place. They got bad fucking contractors in this fucking Empire, man.
That's what you're focusing on, bro.
No,
I don't think you're focusing on what they want you to.
Well, he runs down a hallway. Everybody's in front of him and in back of him, and not one of those fuckers can hit him. Not one.
Have you ever watched a Star Wars movie?
I know they're all like that. They're all like that.
Come on.
No, I'm enjoying it. I think it's good. And the girl they picked to do Leah, I think is great.
I like her too. I see she's getting a lot of hate, but I don't understand it.
The only thing that is wonky is the special effects are a little wonky. When any of the ship effects, they're a little nasty looking. But
there's some wonky shit. Ewan McGregor's crushing it. The little girl is adorable. Yeah. She's fantastic.
Are you my daddy? That whole bit got me. I was like,
yo,
he might be. No, he might be. Really. I mean, I think he was doing Padme when
I don't think
that's another reason why
I don't know if that was George Lucas's intent, my friend. I don't know.
That would be the weirdest.
That would be the Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer type shit.
No, because let's look. Anakin was turning bad. He was all fucking handsy and shit, right? So she needed somebody who had a down deep caring father figure type thing. Naturally, she would turn to and Qui-Gon was already dead. Darth Maul was chopped in half. So you got to have fucking Obi-Wan. She turned to Obi-Wan. There was a big gap of time. We didn't know where she was. She was with Obi-Wan.
Well, that's an interesting theory. It's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
I think Scarpad's writing his fan fiction as soon as we get off of here.
Padme.
And actually, believe it or not, and also 6 episodes.
Padme and Obi-Wan, erotic nights on Tatooine.
Right.
6 episodes of a fucking Star Trek show that doesn't totally suck. So Strange New Worlds isn't bad either.
So Horror Express next week then, okay?
Boom. We're gonna watch the shit out of it. We're gonna review the shit out of it.
I'm ready for it. So it's on Shudder, everybody. If you want to check it out there, you can rent it on other places, of course.
I think it's a fun one. I mean,
You sound very excited, Dylan.
It was either the last.
I have a lot of stuff I want us to do.
It was either the last or the next to last movie that Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing were in together, I believe.
Oh, nice. Well, not nice actually.
I think it's going to be a good one, man. It's a good one. Start with Hammer, because we've never done a Hammer review on this channel, so that's a good one to start with. I like it. And honestly, I recommend you watching the Creep Show episode that kind of tags along with this movie. In the new, if you guys have Shudder, if not, I'll send you the fucking link for it. There's an episode of Creep Show with Justin Long where he does this kind of virtual reality thing, and he like goes into his favorite movie, and his favorite movie is Horror Express. So, it would be. I think y'all should check that out too. Just to
that's awesome.
Just it's gonna be a first for all of us then.
Yeah, I'll find. It's in. I think it's season 2. Episode. It's the last episode of season 2. If you have Shudder, it's called like Night of the Living Late Show. It's called the episode.
Cool.
Season 2, episode 5. But yeah, anything y'all got going on you want to talk about before we get out of here? Next Saturday, y'all know what we got going on. Horror Express.
I'll probably be doing more Mego reviews as the 5 or 6 more figures come in over the next few weeks. So that. And probably gonna head out, and even though the reviews have been horrible, probably go see Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I am too, and I want to see Lightyear. Lightyear's getting great reviews though. Lightyear's getting like all age appropriate great reviews.
Oh, Buzz Lightyear, yeah.
Yeah.
Snow Henry.
Fable, anything coming up, my man?
Blame Fable tonight, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. The official lead-in show to Rock and Robbie Live on Pop Culture Philophers YouTube channel. We're gonna have our brother Dismay Comics, Brandon, on to hang out, talk some pop culture news, do a blaming, and we're reviewing 10 Cloverfield Lane. And of course, I'm joined by my brother Steph and my brother Big Herm, always. So come check us out, man.
Hell yeah.
Burn, Robbie. I know Steph, unless you have anything to add.
No.
Same thing. Burn.
Dylan's Horror Show next Saturday night. Be there or be square.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Well, you're going to be on PCP movie night Monday night as well, right?
Fuck yeah. Yeah. That's what he said.
Do you remember that, right? We're doing
Totally.
Dr. Sleep.
Totally remember that.
You said you wanted to do Dr. Sleep. Do you remember that?
I'm very excited for Dr. Sleep.
And the week after that, St. Maud.
I forgot when it was coming up, but yes, I'm excited.
Okay. I get it. Okay. Remind Verno every time he's coming up on a show. I should have done that. I'm sorry. Anyway, what's going on? Yes, PCP movie night, Monday night. Dr. Sleep. That's Manny's pick for Crew's Choice. This is my first time watching it, so I'm excited to talk about it, unpack it. Right. Tomorrow night, Rock and Robbie Live. We're going to be talking about. We're going through John Carpenter films and Kung Fu films, alternating weeks. So it's John Carpenter week. We're on his second film, which is Assault on Precinct 13. I cannot wait to tell you guys about this movie because if you've never seen it, you have to, because it's one of his best films and it's literally like his first real film. You know what I'm saying? And it's wild how good this film is. Rewatching it, and it's like almost 50 years old. It's ridiculous. Okay, and we're also going to be doing an Image in the 90s on a Jim Lee classic, Wildcats #1. Celebrating 30 years of Image. So that's going to be tomorrow night, Rock and Robbie Live, PCP movie night. And then next Thursday, or this upcoming Thursday, we got Sean Lewis, writer of The Scorched and King Spawn, on the channel for a conversation. So join us for that. So station. Pop. Snap, crackle, motherfucking boom.
Boom. Hell yeah. Love y'all guys. You guys are the best. Thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. All y'all, Two Gun, Joram, Zach, Gary, everybody, man, that joined us. My man Kevin, Entropy and Comics, Brother Joe, everyone that came out, hung out, Fable, Steph, Scarpad, Vern, Robbie. Y'all are the best. Gore. Thanks for hanging out.
2 packs of cools, baby. 2 packs of cools.
Hell yeah. Baby oopsie, baby. Baby oopsie. Horror Express. Y'all do your homework. Very soon I'll have a list of some upcoming shows coming out with some dates. I'm just trying to I got the movies. I'm just trying to figure the dates out. But you guys have a great rest of your weekend. We love y'all, man. Stay safe. Catch y'all next time.
Peace.